I mean, if you think I'm associated with something illegal and you can't live with that, okay, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Are you saying you want to quit the group?
You have a contract with us.
I just got this awful feeling that you think we're okay now, but that you don't want to say what it's going to be like in 24 hours.
I'll tell you what it's going to be like in 24 hours.
Stretch our imagination. Show us that one day you will be a lawyer now that you're on your feet. Would you shut up a minute, please? The study of law is something new and unfamiliar to most of you, unlike any other schooling that you have ever known before.
The first years are hard years, much more than we know. With good friends to love us, we'll feel every blow. Stay open to all things, unknown and new. And one day we'll all say, hey, look, we've come through. Hey, look, we've come through. And one day we'll all say, hey, look, we've come through the first years.
You teach yourselves the law, but I train your minds. You come in here with a skull full of mush, and if you survive, you leave thinking like a lawyer.
Shall we? Come on, you promised.
It's dawn.
The best time.
You sure this is going to work?
Would I get you up at the crack of dawn on a wild manhole chase? Turn down that alley. No, it's okay. I got it.
Oh.
No, it's okay.
Me? Oh, watch your step. It's a tricky ladder. I can't believe we're doing this.
Next time, don't bet me.
Here we are. The red set.
Look at them. Colley, Elliot, Winthrop.
Everything written by every professor that ever taught here. Everything. Books. Notes.
Vandermeer, Brashaw,
Their laundry lists.
Kingsfield, right there.
I don't believe this. These are his contract notes from when he studied here. Do you realize what this is? This is the unbroken chain. The ageless passing of wisdom.
They're just notes. They're just like ours.
Locked away, private, hallowed, and legible. Legible? How did they do it?
Wait a minute. Mistaken assumptions. That's exactly what we're studying.
I'm sorry I have made a mistake. We say that daily. Mistake is a common word with a very specific meaning in contract law. Mr. Gagarin?
Well, simply put, sir, a mistake is a misunderstanding of the facts.
Less simply, Miss Logan.
It's a misunderstanding. A party offering to enter into a contract is considered to have made a mistake if it is clear he wouldn't have if he had known the facts.
An example, Mr. Anderson.
My pocket calculator needs new batteries. So I offer to sell my house to Mr. Bell for $5,000 instead of $50,000. That's a mistake, which Mr. Bell cannot take advantage of.
Another example, Miss Birch.
A mistake made by an intermediary. The telegraph company accidentally changes the price quoted by Anderson. Bell may not agree to that price since the mistake is so flagrantly obvious. $5,000 instead of $50,000.
Very good. Another example, Mr. Turley.
However, I'm not finished, sir. Some courts have held that Anderson would be obliged to sell his home for $5,000, since in effect he hired the telegraph company as his agent.
I never liked the house anyway.
If Bell accepted, relied on the contract, got in trouble and sued, one might assume the telegraph company would be held liable, since it made the mistake. Not so. It has probably retained a highly noted contract specialist, someone like you, Professor, to make sure it's covered for that kind of mistake.
Exactly. It would seem, Miss Birch, that the telegraph company could save itself an enormous fee by firing me and hiring you. Now, a brief announcement. To work on the footnotes for an article on the Uniform Commercial Code, I shall require the services of a research assistant for approximately 30 days. I shall select one of you shortly. Forewarned is forearmed.
How did you know that Kingsfield consulted for a telegraph company?
If you were a telegraph company and needed a consultant, who would you hire? Bell?
I'm not available. Thanks anyway. Where'd you get all that material?
The library?
Oh, no way. I know that catalog.
I guess you just didn't dig deep enough.
Like the basement?
Listen, we broke in at 5:30 this morning.
Sometimes you just have to take the law in your own hands.
Jim, I'm gonna be late. I've got to run. Just something I have to do.
Okay.
I'll see you a little bit later. Stick around.
Well, where would I be going?
Just want to make sure you're not.
That's some girl. Girlfriend of yours.
Some girl is right.
Seems like a terrific girl.
She is a terrific girl.
So it happened kind of fast, huh?
Guess when it happens fast.
You know what everybody says. Don't get involved. Play the field. Don't let it get heavy.
Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
Hey, I'll see you later, huh?
Okay.
Oh, someone is not pleased to see me.
I'm glad he's not.
I take it that's the one.
He's great.
Yeah, if you like that type. You like that type. I tell you what, why don't you ask him up to the house?
I was hoping you'd ask that. This weekend?
This weekend? All right, this weekend. There's your keys.
Thanks. Professor Kingsfield! Excuse me, sir. I'd like you to meet my father. He claims he was once one of your prize students.
If he says so, he must have been.
You don't remember me, do you, Professor Kingsfield?
Should I, Mr. Birch?
He does remember me, doesn't he?
Sometimes I just hate him. He can be so rude.
Well, actually, he's kind of mellowed.
Oh, well, come on. I want you to meet Jim. You'll like him.
At the house this weekend. Okay?
Okay.
Bye.
Thanks. It's my father.
Your father?
Yes, of course. Don't you love your father?
Yes.
He brought my car down for me. He was too busy to be introduced, but he's invited us up to the house for the weekend.
The weekend, Nancy. Monday's a very heavy day in 3 classes with an exam in torts.
We can study there. Jim, it's beautiful. The change of scenery would do us good. Besides, I want you to meet him.
You really think we're going to get any work done?
My father's going to insist on it.
Your father's going to insist on it.
He was one of Kingsfield's prize students 25 years ago.
This is all yours?
Actually, I just rent a room in the attic. You can make a turn at the gate here.
Okay. I'm glad they're on our side. 2 guards?
The peasants could revolt at any hour.
It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. What does your father do? What kind of law?
Business, corporations, corporation law.
There's something about this. How long have you lived here?
Since I was 12.
Was it always like this?
You mean, was it always this beautiful?
No, I mean the security. The guards.
I suppose 10 years ago. Everything was different.
Yeah. I guess so.
Well, you'll meet him. You'll meet him. Oh, Jim, make yourself a drink. I'll be right back, okay?
I'm Nancy's father. Hello.
James, hi, Mr. Birch.
I'm very glad you could come.
This is a fabulous house.
Well, it's a little more than we need right now with Nancy away, but she grew up here. Kids don't like their parents to sell the old homestead, do they?
Do you own a racehorse here?
Well, if that horse was alive, he'd be about 27 now.
I don't think I read the date.
Jim, we're going to have a nice, quiet family weekend here, okay? Informal, get to know you, take it easy. I know you got a lot of work you have to do. Aha!
What are you up to?
Standing in the shadows watching. I used to be a great spy when I was a kid.
You certainly were.
How'd we look?
You know, the overprotective father, solicitous yet warm. The young man, more formal than necessary.
Would you do me a great favor and go away so that we can get to know one another?
Let me stick around.
You know, I have an idea. I know how we can get rid of it for a little while. How about some racquetball before dinner? You know the game?
Yes. Nancy told me to take it easy on you.
Ho, ho, ho. My son, Michael. My brother, Nick.
Pleasure.
Good to meet you.
All right, let's go. I haven't had any exercise all week.
Watch out for him. Come on, good, Jim. Go for it. So you thought you had another Patsy on your hands, huh?
You raise a kid, you give everything she wants. Suddenly she becomes a Benedict Arnold. It's a nice shot, Jim.
Thanks. Lucky.
Not bad.
Not bad. Keep on him. Stay in there. Beautiful.
Good shot. All right.
They've been saying that Birch was over the hill, but the devilish and powerful strength of
Over the
surf.
hill? Over the hill? Maybe he's over the hill, not me. Jim, I'm sorry, but I have to put you away now just to shut the kid up.
Clobber him, Jim.
Get him, Dad. All right, another one just like that.
Great!
You got him now. All right.
Luck! Nothing but luck.
Good game, Mr. Birch.
You're pretty good yourself, Jim.
I never stood a chance, did I?
What are you talking about? You're 10 points ahead. All right, daughter. You want to be next?
Are you never satisfied? Here I bring someone home for a quiet weekend of study, and what do you do but demolish him? I apologize.
I enjoyed it.
Well, I certainly hope you're going to enjoy dinner tonight, too, Jim, because I'm the cook.
Oh, he's really good.
Yeah, it's the only sport he seems to have time for anymore.
You know, it's funny how things never change, really. Kingsfield terrified me when he was teaching me contracts, and here he is, 22 years later, scaring the pants off you two.
And it seems to get worse every year. Did you ever know anything about his personal life?
Well, I know he was married. A gorgeous woman. Apparently she dropped out of sight. Maybe she's dead? Divorced? I'm sure that's nothing. It's a hedgehog or a ground squirrel sometimes causes that.
Yeah, well, I'd like to see. I'll be right back.
All right, Michael, you take a look.
Michael looks terrific.
Yeah, he's coming along. Your mother would have been very proud of him. And you. By the way, how much do you two actually have to do this weekend in work?
About, what, 40 pounds worth?
Let's see, at this time of the year, how about mistaken assumptions?
How did you know?
We just did that yesterday.
Well, I guess what worked then works now.
Nothing.
Good. Michael, eat your clams. They get cold.
Doesn't it make you feel uncomfortable living that way?
Jim, I do what I can to protect my family. When Nancy was living here, I kept security even tighter. There was a kidnapping a mile away from here last year. I wanted to tell you something about Nancy, Jim. She's a very serious person. I mean, she can have a good time. She loves to have fun. But underneath it, she's got her own plans. I know she likes you.
Oh, I like her too, very much.
Well, I like seeing you two together. What do you want to do? What kind of legal work?
Oh, I haven't decided yet. It's also new.
Nancy wants to go into constitutional law. So you try to see that she doesn't change her mind.
I don't understand, sir. Why would you want to change your mind?
Hello. What makes you think that? I'll call you back. Well, Jim, you see, I just want you to know how strongly I feel about standing behind her.
I crave some indulgence for intruding on this male domain, but I feel I've earned it by cleaning the kitchen.
I cooked the dinner, didn't I?
Okay. What are you two talking about?
What else? You. I'm going to leave you two together now, because I have some phone calls I got to make. I'll see you legal eagles in the morning.
Anything wrong?
No. Just have something I have to do.
Dad, thank you for a perfect day. He likes you.
No, he really loves you. He said something I didn't quite understand about a life of your own.
He's wonderful. There's some things that I've wanted to say that I haven't really quite known how to say. If it goes with us the way I'd like it to, and the way I hope you'd like it to.
What are you trying to say? Can't you just lay it out?
Jim, I can see a time in the future when we'll be alone like this. And you'll question me about this or about that. And I'll say I can't talk about it. And you'll become angry. And you'll say, we've been together X amount of months or even X amount of years. Don't you think it's time you started trusting me?
I'm trying to follow this.
What he means is, and what I mean is I am not my father and my father is not me.
Nancy, you can't bring something like this up and let it go unexplained. Oh, okay. Stop worrying about it. Why pick the future apart? All I can tell you now is that the way things are right here is good. I can't say what it's going to be like later, and neither can you.
I just got this awful feeling that you think we're okay now, but that you don't want to say what it's going to be like in 24 hours.
I'll tell you what it's going to be like in 24 hours. It's going to be good. And the day after that, it's going to be better. And the day after that, it's going to be even better, and it's going to continue to get better, and that's all I can promise now. The weekend was really great. Really great.
We got the work done, too. You didn't believe me when I told you.
You remember what we were talking about in the den? When you were saying there were things you didn't want to talk about. Can we talk about them now?
Why don't we wait until tonight? I don't want to be serious now. Let's just enjoy the scenery. We don't get free time like this very often.
Nancy.
Tonight, I promise.
Here's the campus. Glad to be back?
I'd rather be home. Can't we turn around and go back?
You're kidding. You love it here.
You do, too. I wonder what's going on here. They must be shooting a movie or something, huh?
Miss Burt! Her.
Thanks.
Over here, Miss Burt.
Nancy, did you see it? See what?
The shooting. Were you there?
Shooting? Shooting? What happened?
Nancy, do you know who's behind it?
Did your father say anything before he died? Were you close to your father?
Who do you think did it?
Is that your boyfriend?
What time did you? What did you ask your father? We don't mess away.
And leave her alone.
Hey, come on.
Come on, Nancy, let's get out of here.
Hold on. Hey, wait a minute. I gotta get questions answered here. A statement, please. Hey, please, come on in.
This way. In here, in here.
I killed him. Back, that's it.
Why wasn't I there when you needed me?
You ready, Sam?
Why did this happen? Who was he?
Let's have a 4-second leader on this, then punch up the audio.
I have to get out of here.
Now, not now. Tell me about this. I want to know.
Police are unable to give the exact time, but between 10 and 11 this morning, Anthony Birch, lawyer and some say partner of reputed gangland czar Albert Mortensen, was executed in his palatial home.
Executed?
I want to go home.
As of this moment, no one can explain the absence of Birch's personal security guards. Deputy Coroner Colin Whitehead told Channel 9 reporters that the cause of death was 3 Magnum bullets fired into the back of the head at point-blank range. Gangland killings don't come any professional.
No, I want to go home. I have to.
Can't we talk for just a minute?
No.
We hope to have an
I'm
update
going.
within the next hour.
I have to be there.
All right, cut cameras 1 and 2 and cover the empty car with camera 3.
Guaranteed contracts, contracts for the sale of land, contracts for the sale of goods over a certain amount, contracts in consideration of marriage, agents' contracts, and contracts which are incapable of being performed within a year. Art, you okay?
How could he possibly be okay?
I'm okay.
Why don't we just leave him alone?
My mind's not on this. I'd like to go to the funeral tomorrow.
Are you crazy? You're gonna be a lawyer. Don't do a dumb thing like that.
What do you think?
Well, 10 years from now, when someone breaks out a photograph of you mourning the death of an underworld figure.
Would it bother you if I went?
No, why would it bother me?
Okay, it doesn't.
Hart, do what you have to do.
You're so right.
Logan, face it. Would you want to be in a law firm with someone who had ties to a family of heavyweight criminals? He is on his way to wrecking his life. Right.
I'm glad to see you.
I borrowed a car and drove all the way up there this morning. I tried to get in, but a bunch of guys in dark suits wouldn't let me through. I guess they thought maybe I was a reporter or something.
No, that was my doing. They were following my orders. I told them not to let you through. They photographed everyone inside the chapel. You don't want to have to explain to some Senate Rackets Committee someday why you attended the funeral.
I wouldn't have gone if I didn't think I could handle that.
I'm stuck. Doesn't mean you have to be. Okay?
Believe it.
No, please not again.
I'll call the police.
No, that's not it. My roommates moved out.
Both of them?
I should have known. I've had it my whole life. Guilt by association.
Hello? She's left for France. Try the Sorbonne. Reporter. You'll have to change your number.
I should change my name. Inside of me, I feel even emptier than this room. Except for you. I know how much it took for you to decide to come to the funeral.
I felt something for your father. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I did. I remember what he said about you. It was important for me to be there.
When I was driving to the funeral, I kept saying to myself, I pray he doesn't run. But I wouldn't blame you if you did. When I was about 8 at St. Anne's School, one of the girls started to pick on me. And when she was warned who I was, who my family was, she never picked on me. Nobody ever picked on me ever again. From then on, I was safe. And alone.
Has anybody seen Hart yet?
No, I haven't.
You start without him. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm going to take notes for him. Okay, I will. We never did finish contracts that should be in writing.
Look, he would have let us know if he wasn't coming. Why don't we wait a few more minutes?
Hi.
You're late.
Well, before we start, there's something I have to say. I got an invitation to join the King's Bench Society a couple of weeks ago. Now they say they're sorry, they're withdrawing the invitation.
So?
So, some of you may not want me in this group. I mean, if you think I'm associated with something illegal, and you can't live with that, okay, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Are you saying you want to quit the group?
You have a contract with us. You can't quit.
I'm not quitting. What you have to decide is whether or not you want to drop me.
This kind of talk is no good. It's no good, man. It hurts everybody.
You don't want to deal with it.
Right, I don't want to deal with it.
I don't want to deal with it either.
Well, it has to be dealt with. I mean, I don't want to be a part of this group against anybody's will. I know where I stand. I'm not going to disassociate myself from Nancy. What you have to figure out is where you stand, and whether or not you want to disassociate yourselves from me. Just let me know how you feel, okay?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Hercules.
That's why you hired me, so that I'd get the hernia instead of you.
Yeah, that's why I hired you. They get to you, huh?
You noticed?
You think I'm blind? Every waiter in the joint's busy and you're half busy. These 1Ls are a pain in the neck sometimes. They hear something, they jump like a bunch of sparrows trying to get out of the way.
Oh, it's not too good for business. You want to replace me till this is all over?
Controversial waiter's good for business. They may not sit at your table, but they're coming in to have a look at you.
You haven't been in this business 10 years for nothing, have you?
Just about nothing. How you gonna make any money betting on these ponies?
Hi. Need anything?
Draft beer.
White wine.
Right.
Art?
Yes?
Can we talk to you for a minute?
Oh, no, you guys are cops?
We're both law school graduates. We know how you feel. This is 100% confidential.
Well, I don't know anything, and even if I did, I wouldn't tell you now anyway.
Until you check with Nancy.
I didn't say that.
Look, we know you're not involved in this, but a murder was committed. We work in the public interest. You should know that.
Public interest also includes the private interest.
There's no rush, Mr. Hart. We have plenty of time. Just think about it. That's all we ask.
Over here, hon. The cops here.
They just broke my lease. I have to move.
No. Oh, that's disgusting.
Look, I decided I think I should just go home and drop out of school
No,
just for
you're
a little
not.
while.
You're not leaving school. Forget the house. You can move in with me.
I can't do that to you.
I'm doing it to me. Wait here. I'll be right back.
Art, we want to talk to you.
I don't want to have to deal with this now.
It's not going to take longer than 60 seconds.
Come on, a minute.
We don't want you to leave the group. We're with you.
We apologize for being stupid and disloyal and generally wormy.
You really came at a good time. I could use a favor.
Just name it.
2 guys in booth 8 are federal officers. They know all about all of you.
Really? Great.
Can we hide out in your room for a while?
Sure.
Thanks. And that's where we'll be. Keep the cops away. See you later.
Yeah. Watch this. Hi, guys. Hey, anything you want to know, just ask me. Because you guys made Hart feel so low, he went back to his farm in Minnesota. His father raises pigs. But it's not a total loss because there's an uncle that lives with them who's a therapist. And he has this very good friend in New York at Bellevue who's a very good shrink. And I think it's going to be all right.
How come you get up so early?
Nervous, I guess. The radio is still vicious this morning. Police continuing their investigation into the gangland execution of Anthony Birch. The pictures in my brain are so ugly, Jim. That's nice. There he goes again. That's just how I feel.
Then scream.
That felt great.
Hey, Hart, you in there?
No!
Nancy, you're over page 1.
No comments, Bill, okay?
Comments? I'm jealous. You're the most colorful 1L on campus.
Thanks.
How about the screamer, huh? That's got to be a first. A woman?
Oh, that sounded like a woman to you?
Yeah.
And, Belle, next time, do me a favor. Please knock, will you?
Sure, sorry. Guess the excitement's a little bit too much for me around here.
He is really something. Strange, but cute.
Strange but cute. I wonder if I would have put it just that way. Should we let him in?
I don't see what we've got to lose. Only this time I'm not moving.
Come in!
What are you doing here?
Inside.
You were not invited in, Nick.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't important. I tried your other place first. Can't he wait outside? Go to the men's room or something?
You're asking him to get out of his own room?
A few minutes.
Let him stay. Who cares?
Michael, take it easy. Now, what is so important?
I can't talk while he's here. All right, let's go somewhere.
I don't want you taking her with you.
Who cares what you want?
Nick!
You belong home.
Is that what you've come here to tell me? That you want me to go home?
No. I want you to tell me what you know.
Shut up.
You shut up.
I can't control him anymore.
I want you to tell me what you know.
Michael, I loved him as much as you did. Let him rest. Let yourselves rest. Let me rest. I think I'm going to drop out.
Absolutely not.
Well, I can continue next year, Jim. When things have cooled off a bit, I could simply go to another law school.
You can't drop out. You promised your father. I even promised your father.
Oh, Jim, let's go around the back. I don't think they really want to see me.
What?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. You okay?
Yes, thank you.
How you doing?
Hi, Hart. Hi, Nancy.
Hello.
Could you take care of her for just a minute? There's something I have to do.
Sure, I'll be glad to. All day.
Be right back. Professor Kingsfield, sir, I have to talk to you. I'm Hart, Section 1.
Yes, I've been reading and hearing about you.
Yes, sir.
What is it, Mr. Hart?
Well, sir, about the research assistant position. I think Nancy, Miss Birch, would make a wonderful research assistant. I don't have to tell you what happened, sir. It isn't going to be easy for her to make a life of her own, and I think it would help her a lot if...
You don't have to plead Miss Birch's case. She wouldn't be in this school for all her youthful brilliance if it hadn't been for me. I've long been aware of who she is and of her background.
Well, if that's so, sir, couldn't you allow for...
I shall be late. If I'm late, you'll be late.
But there are extenuating circumstances, sir, that...
Do not try to influence me. It's useless and presumptuous. I've already made my choice.
You have press people down there.
Nancy, go through the other door, okay?
Ready to do this?
Hey, Hart, where's your girlfriend?
How about Stephen, Hart?
She going back home?
Where is she?
How about it, Hart?
She's gonna stay in the law school.
Frank, move it!
Offer and acceptance. The very beginnings of the process of contract making. Without a valid offer, duly accepted, there can be no contract. Who can accept an offer? Mr. Peterson?
Accept an offer? Well, anybody, sir.
Mr. Bell?
Sir, that's true if the offer is made to the general public through an ad, for example. But in its usual meaning, an offer can only be accepted by the person to whom it is made. It's considered personal and cannot be transferred to a third party.
That's right. And how about acceptance, Miss Birch?
Yes, sir.
Miss Birch, will you rise?
I'm not prepared, Professor Kingsfield.
I understand. However, tell us what you know about acceptance in contract law.
To be valid, acceptance must be unequivocal, it must be clear and unqualified.
Bear that in mind, Miss Birch. Now, there are exceptions, of course, which we will consider in due course. For the present, I wish to announce that I've chosen Miss Birch as my research assistant for the next 30 days.
Right.
Out! Get out of my class! Out! Mr. Ford, the exceptions.
There are grumbling acceptances, conditional acceptances, and new provisions proposed by the offeree.
And what is a grumbling acceptance, Mr. Anderson?
When the offeree says, okay, send the merchandise, but I sure wish I had a better deal.
Professor Kingsfield, Sir, I would like to thank you for the post that you have offered me, but I'm afraid I cannot accept.
Nancy. Quiet.
It's not right for me. I can't accept under the present.
That is your choice. Effective immediately, there's a research assistantship open in this class.
And there is also a seat open in contract law.
Mr. Anderson, the grumbling acceptance. I wish to make it clear that we have a contract here, you and I. You expect to be taught, and grumbling or not, I agree to teach you. When you are not present, our contract is in breach. You cannot learn, and I cannot instruct. Your presence in this class is therefore essential. Mr. Anderson, you may proceed.
Nancy!
Unlock it. Nancy!
Oh, no, let me go, Jim, please. It's not my world. It's not my way.
It'll all be over soon, and they'll leave you alone. You can have the life you want.
I can't. I just don't want it anymore, Jim.
Let me in. I want to talk to you.
No. No, I don't want to talk to you.
Nancy, please don't go.
You're going to be great. You're going to be a brilliant lawyer, and I'll read about you. I really will. Goodbye, Jim.
Mr. Eisenson, when you purchase an automobile, what items do you bargain about?
Well, the price of the car, I guess, and the color. And whether you want, you can bargain over the other options, like whether you want a stereo or an 8-track tape player or one of those cassette players.
Yes,
that
that will be
put in
quite
yourself.
enough, Mr. Eisenson. What you don't bargain over are the basic terms set forth in the printed contract you sign with the automobile company. This is known as an adhesion contract. Would you define the term adhesion, Mr. Hart? Mr. Hart?
I pass, sir.
In this class, nobody passes. That's for other classes. Here we stand on our feet and we speak.
I'm sorry, sir. I wasn't paying attention.
I will restate the question. Adhesion. What does it mean?
I don't know, sir.
The term adhesion has a specific meaning in contract law. Use your mind and you'll be able to tell us. Organize your thoughts and speak up. We cannot hear you, Mr. Hart. There's a sense of your presence here. We still don't hear you, Mr. Hart. What are you telling us about adhesion?
Adhesion, okay.
Stretch our imagination. Show us that one day you will be a lawyer now that you're on your feet.
Would you shut up a minute, please?
I shall be delighted to shut up if and when you have anything to say.
Adhesion is a term used to describe an agreement in which the parties don't have equal bargaining positions. The contract, which is drafted by the dominant party, is offered to the weaker party on a take-it-or-leave-it basis, such as we often have in this class, sir.
Right. Quite right, Mr. Hart. Bearing in mind, however, that a contract is nothing but a temporary arrangement between two parties and does not of itself endure. What does endure is the will of the people who made it. Now, when you entered this school, you made a bargain. the school and with yourselves. Does not that also imply the necessary determination and endurance on your part to carry it through? I think it does, Mr. Hart. So, let's continue. Mr. Randazzo.
The first years are hard years, much more than we know. With good friends to love us, we'll feel every blow. Stay open to all things, and one day we'll all say, hey, look, we've come through the first year.